Hey everybody, how's it going? It's fall and guess what? It's time for harvesting grapes and making wine. So we obviously go through a lot of grapes. I'd say the better part of 1,000 pounds of grapes. And so I bought this press about 10 years ago and I wanted to do a review of it and show you how this works. It's Happy Valley Ranch. It's all maple and cast iron, solid wood. Okay, so basically you've got a basket, and underneath the basket is a rack, and the juice is going to be squished and it's going to run down into a receptacle. Now this basket gets a mesh bag installed in it. This comes with the press, and the mesh bag obviously goes in here like this, but we've got to crush the grapes first. So come around here on this side. I'll show you how this works. This is actually an apple cider press. So this is meant for crushing up apples, but it's also good for pears and grapes and all sorts of stuff. So this big flywheel is going to turn, and inside this, you see these sharp metal teeth? They're going to crush up the grapes, and I scooch this forward, and the crushed up grapes and pulp are going to fall into here. Then when we're done filling this basket, push it back, and then put this chaser, put this wooden block on top of the mound of grapes, and then just start twisting this corkscrew and press the juice out. So what do you say we get started? Obviously, you want to be really careful not to get your fingers down in there. And then when it gets really hard to turn, Tam here is using an old metal pipe, really giving it some good pressure. And we've already got probably about a gallon of juice from maybe about 5 gallons of grapes. All right, so when we've squished those into a pretty dry little cake, we simply pull the whole basket of pulp and skins. And then this is going into the compost bin. I love this machine because we've got a good amount of grapes that need to be pressed every year, and I make about 30 or more gallons of wine each year. Now this is a middle-of-the-road, old-fashioned type of wine press. There are better wine presses that involve air bladders and stainless steel vessels and all stuff like that, and you'll get more juice per, say, gallon of grapes than this machine. However, if you're like me, when you first start making wine, I was mashing up the grapes by hand. I was using a potato masher duct taped to a broomstick in a cooler smashing the grapes. I mean, you know, the old thing about people squishing with their feet? That's fine if you've just got maybe a few gallons of grapes that you want to process each year. If you're looking to invest, this is not cheap, but it's not going to break. There's no plastic parts. Worst case scenario, if something did break, the company does sell replacement parts. And this has been used by the Amish. This has been used for well over 100 years. If you want to look into it, it's Happy Valley Ranch, and it's a cider press with the grinder. And just to give you an example, about 10 years ago, I probably paid about $400 for this. I just looked it up today, and it's about $700 or $800. So I just thought I'd give a review of this. Maybe it'll work for you. If not, you know, hey, look into other options, but have fun.